already know, of course, how we do it. If y'all don't know, go hit the subscriber button so y'all can find out, man. Definitely. Common Grounds, man. Today we have somebody real great in the building who's doing a lot of great things for the community. But before we get into that, y'all know we're going to do the basics.
It's your boy, Infilly G. Thank you for tuning in.
It's Murdoch. Welcome back for another one.
Whoopty.
So y'all know how that goes. That's all y'all get. I mean, don't say much. You don't do much. So definitely somebody real great in the building, doing a lot of great things for the community. Definitely is about the people. Let's give Miss, say your name.
Latrista.
Miss Latrista, a round of applause for stopping in at Common Politics. You at Common Ground Podcast. So before we always want to ask, before this happened for you, let's get your beginning story. What were you doing in the beginning? So let's kind of rewind back to high school. What were you doing in high school?
High school, we go all the way back to high school. All right. So I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
So
grass in the house.
What part of Jersey though?
So I lived in Camden until I went to high school. So right before so I was there up until 8th grade. And when it was time to go to high school, my mom and dad didn't want me to go to Camden High, so they moved me. It was a little bit of a culture shock, so I moved to the suburbs of New Jersey, and so
What's the suburbs of Jersey?
Not far from Cherry Hill.
Okay.
And I went to Lenape High School. So I went to Lenape High School, so it was like brand new. I didn't know nobody.
Okay.
I had never seen so many white people because I was from Camden. So it was a brand new world for me. First time I was called a nigger.
Oh, wow.
Was
really?
Don't worry about that.
in like 10th, 11th grade. So it was a brand new world for me. So I had to meet new people, make new friends. And it was kind of like the new beginning for me. Didn't know what I wanted to do. And at the same time, my parents were separating. So all of that was happening. New high school, new neighborhood.
That's a lot.
My parents were separating.
That's a lot.
And what I probably remember most, high school was good though. I mean, like there wasn't that many of us. So we all kind of hung together. We did everything together, prom, homecoming, all that stuff. But what probably sticks out the most that impacted who I am now is a guidance counselor when it was time to get ready for college. Telling me maybe I shouldn't go.
Shouldn't go to college?
Yeah, he said maybe I wasn't college material.
Wow.
What would make him say that as a counselor?
And I wish I remember his name, but I usually remember it, but right now it's not coming to me. So again, I had a lot going on during that time. So I guess I wasn't like the straight A student. So for him, I just wasn't college material. So I remember applying to different schools, and I got into Howard, and I got into Lincoln. And I remember that my great uncle who was a graduate of Lincoln
my cousin
said that if I went to Lincoln, he would buy my prom dress. So I chose Lincoln.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how was that though? Like having somebody tell you wasn't college material. How did you take that?
I don't think at the time I knew the effect that it had on me. It just was like, oh, okay, I'm not. All right. So it was. I don't think it was until I was older that I realized the effect that it had on me.
Okay.
And what was that effect?
So went to Lincoln, another culture shock, because now I done got used to the environment I'm in. And the year I was at Lincoln, they had like, I don't know what kind of fight this was. They was throwing microwaves. This was like my Philly experience.
Like
the whole floor got suspended. Everybody got kicked out of school. And it was just like, sometimes we ain't have food. Lincoln's not like that now. But that year I was there, it was just like the cafeteria was on strike. It just was like crazy. So Lincoln ain't work. I left. And then I came home. I went to community college. I was They let me walk at the graduation.
And you saying you came home, so what was
Came home back to New Jersey.
New
Okay.
Jersey, okay. That's Camden or back to
No, South Jersey.
South
So
Jersey.
yeah,
South
so I
Jersey.
came back to the New Jersey, came back with my mom, and then but I didn't stay long. I wound up moving to Philly. So I wound up moving to Philly, but I still traveled back and went to community college in Camden, just because it was cheaper than CCP. So I went to community college in Camden. They let me walk at the graduation, so my whole family thinks I graduated. I needed one class to finish. I never went back and took the class. So then I wound up, so now I'm probably about 20.
and that's the whole family.
Yeah, but I mean, I did graduate. I just needed that one class. I just never went back and took it. And then I went to real estate school.
Okay.
So I was working for a law firm, and I decided to go to real estate school. Y'all remember when the real estate market dropped?
Yep.
That was when I was in real estate school. So that was a waste of time. I never took the test to be a realtor because it was horrible out here.
Right.
So then I wound up going to Pierce College. They got all my money. I went there for like a
My
year.
cousin graduated from there.
I didn't want to be a business major though. The whole time, all I wanted to do was help people.
Right.
But my family kept saying, "You're so smart. There's no money in helping people. You need to be doing all these other things." And I'm just like, but I just want to help
I
people.
feel that.
Finally, a few years later, I wound up going to Chestnut Hill College. I graduated from there. But right before my graduation, a lady at my church said to me, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" So I didn't have a driver's license at the time. So she asked me why I didn't. And I was just like, "Because I don't."
Right.
I said, "I passed the test for a permit." So she said, "How many permits have you had?" I was like, "Probably like 7. She was like,
That's
like
like my
what?
mom.
Like, why didn't you take the test? I was just like, because I just didn't. And so she said, "You self-sabotage." She said, "Somebody told you you would never be anything. And even though you start doing all these great things, you believe them." And I'm like, what? Like, what is this lady talking about?
Right.
So I went back home and I thought about it. And there were some things that my dad had said to me when I was younger that I believed. That guidance counselor, that's why I
Right.
just gave you that long
No,
story,
no, that's all
had
good.
said that I believed. And so I was just like, dang, she's right. I start all this stuff and I never finish.
Yep.
So I finished my undergraduate degree from Chestnut Hill College. And then I was just like, I have to go. I have to get away from here because I have to finish grad school. And I can't let my environment, not that I was in a bad environment, right? I was working, everything was good, but I just can't let me stop this second graduation
Right.
or make it that it take 10 years like the first one did.
Okay.
So then I moved to New Orleans and went to grad school
Oh, New Orleans.
and finished in the 2 years I
What
was
school
supposed
you went to
to.
in New Orleans?
Southern University at New Orleans.
And you graduated from there?
Yeah, I graduated
Okay.
from there. I have a master's in social work.
That's what's
Okay.
up.
And after you graduated, you moved back to Philadelphia? Or
I did. So I came back. I came back to Philly. I worked as a social worker for a year. But during that whole time, so there were two things happening at the same time. During that whole time when I was in undergrad and grad school, I was studying the prison system. For those who have been to an Elevation Project event or been to our office, I don't do this work alone. So I have a partner, and James was incarcerated at the time. And so I always wondered, like, he was locked up and my cousin was locked up. My cousin was the first person in my family to ever go to jail. And the first time I went to visit him, I remember my grandpa calling me when I left, and my grandpa saying, "What the hell you go up to that jail for?" And I'm just like, one, who told you I went? And then I'm like, what's the big deal? And he was like, he did that to the da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay, but my cousin was high. So I'm like, he was high. And he was just like, you're making excuses. So I was interested in why it was the end of the world that I went to see this cousin. And so I started to study the prison system. I was also volunteering at a feeding program. And a lot of the younger men who came in, I was younger at that time, they all looked like all of you. And so I wondered, like, why are these grown men in here for food? And I would ask them, because that's just how I am once you get to know me. And they would tell me they just came home. And so I had studied the prison system through undergrad and grad school because I wondered, even though they had me, if my cousin and James would have to go like to a feeding program. And so when I came home from New Orleans, I came back here to Philly. I went to work, but then it just didn't sit. Like, it wasn't what I wanted to do.
Right.
And so I threw an event at that same church where they told me I self-sabotaged, which was true. And it was a conference for formerly incarcerated people. And when that was over, James had called, asked me how it went, and I said it was good. And I said, I have an idea. I want to know what you think of it. And I said, I want to start a program, and I want you to help me. And he was like, I'll help you from in here. All right, if you say so. And so that was the beginning, the birth of our program. So that's high school through college,
Well,
I
the
love
short
it.
version.
I love it.
You yourself have never been part of the system?
No, so
Just wanted to help out.
So James, okay, let me back up. James is my daughter's father, so we are in a relationship. So I know what it's like to love a person in prison, but me myself, I've never been.
Okay.
No.
So
I
go
don't
back.
like
Let's
small
go
space.
back a little back. Go back a little bit. So when did you decide, or when did you feel like that's what you wanted to do to help people? Like, how early were you when you would like that's what you wanted to do?
Help people?
Yeah.
I probably was little because even though I grew up in New Jersey, my grandfather, my father's family is from here, and my grandfather was a pastor of a church on Broad Street, and I used to go in North Philly, and so on Tuesdays, I remember it was Tuesdays, we used to feed. Before it was like the thing to do, giving out food is what my grandfather used to do.
Okay.
So different grandfather, but he was ahead of his time. And so I used to go with them to the church and help. And I would get mad because the church ladies, y'all know who y'all are, they used to they used to put the bread aside for themselves. And for me, it was like, you could go to the store and buy that bread. There's people who have no access
Really
to
need it.
bread.
Yeah.
And I was little then, and I would be mad, like, that they were, like, packing up bags for themselves. I don't think I understood then, but that was, like, late 80s, early 90s. So, and then, or during the crack epidemic. So
Yeah.
these were people who really... What they were going to do with the food wasn't our business, but they needed it. And you sitting here in this church, you didn't need to take that to the side. And I was young at that time, but I knew then that I was supposed to live a life of service.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Thought you- Yeah. All right. So, when y'all first started helping people, who was the first person you helped, and what did you do for them?
As part of the Elevation Project.
Yes.
So the first thing we did was that event. So it was a conference. And so I went banging on halfway house doors.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little crazy. So I went banging on halfway house doors.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
And when I was like banging on the doors, I remember the people that work there coming to the door like, can I help you? And I'm like, I'm having this event. I just want to drop off these flyers.
Okay.
And so that was the start of it. Just going to all the halfway houses in the city.
Right.
And I was just dropping off the flyers and saying like, we're having this event. And so that was the beginning of, that was January 2015, so 10 years ago. And that was the beginning of the program. So at that event, we had opportunity for people to get resumes done, for them to do mock interviews, and then they were able to go into another part of the church and actually interview with employers that were there.
That's what's up.
So, like, when you after you go to the whole process and like getting somebody help, and do a lot of people come back to you after the whole thing is done and like thank you, and how's that process goes after the fact?
The thank yous.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nobody comes back and says thank you, because my luck, the one person who came back and said thank you gonna see this, right, and be like, I said thank you. People say thank you, right? But what I learned, and I learned this from James, and I learned this from James from him watching me have heartbreak.
Shout out to James.
We
Yeah,
don't
big shout out to James.
we
Definitely.
don't do it for the thank you.
Right.
So,
There you go.
and we don't do it for the recognition. We do it for to know that we made a difference in that person. So I don't count the thank yous, but people come back, right? All our people come back just because we're a little different than other reentry programs. It's not too many
Right.
executive directors, which I guess is my official title, that are meeting the people where they are, right? We know what it took to get me down here in the studio, right? And it ain't too many. Most executive directors probably would have got to the door and been like, "Oh, okay, I'll see you guys next time," right? But it's my duty and it's my responsibility to go where my people are, and I don't. So. And because of that, they always come back, right? So our door is always full of people who come back, whether it was that they were at a record clearing clinic or they were a part of our program in our office, or that the most, the dopest thing that's happened recently that I guess is kind of like a thank you is the event that we just had. So the record clearing clinic, we just had the celebrity basketball game.
Okay.
One of the people who were in my very first class that I did in prison, he was there. And so that was like a dope experience because he didn't realize it was me. He said he was on the live, he was talking to me, all of that, and didn't realize it was me until he walked into the building and he heard my voice. And so I didn't know he was in the Gillian Wallow fight, so shout out to Crack Baby.
out.
And he said,
Crack baby.
that's the name he gave himself. And he said that, and he said thank you. So he said that he felt like I was a part of his journey. But for me, that was 8 years ago, right? But the very first class I had.
Yes, I heard y'all help with record expungements, right? So if somebody want to get their record expunged, how do they come to you? What do they do? And what do y'all do for them?
Yeah, so let's bust the myth first,
Yes.
okay? So we are not a record clearing organization.
Okay.
If somebody comes throughout the year and it's not an event, I am going to just refer them to the law firms that do it. I went through a lot of school, but y'all ain't hear me say nothing about law school. So I'm going to refer them to the law firms that do it.
Okay.
We do the clinics, and they happen twice a year. But anybody else who needed that service, we would just refer them to either Pulse, Community Legal Services, or the Defenders Association to start the process to get their record cleared.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, the starting of what was the obstacles you had to go through to even like to bring this into fruition, like to even start the process, like to even have this company?
Yeah, so I had to knock down doors and bring my own table. That's the reality of it. We work primarily with men. Our program is geared towards men. And it's geared towards men because there's so many programs out there for women. So if you know anyone that's been in jail and they come home and they're a man, more than likely there's not a program that's just for them. And so it was important to me that we provide a space that was just for men. And so in creating that space at that time, my cousin and James were still incarcerated. And so I'm creating a space that I would want for them, right? And so the first obstacle is for two people have to accept me. The people that make the decisions, who are more than likely white women and white men, and the people that I want to help, who just see me as the girl from Jersey who never been to jail. So I had to break through both of those things. I had to prove to the men that I was trying to help that they could trust me and I wasn't just a part of the system. And then I have to prove to the people that make the decisions that I'm smart enough to be in the room and be at the table.
And how do you approach, like, I see the events you put together, like you had Cassidy come out, you have these guys, Romeo as your last basketball, Gilly. How do you get these people to participate? Like, how do you approach that part of it?
Let's bust another myth. We pay for them.
Okay.
All right, I think everybody thinks they like volunteer their
I
time.
know they don't. I know
We
they don't.
pay for them,
Right.
and you can get anybody
And
with some money.
Where the money coming from?
So for those events specifically, there is a grant that a lot of people in the city get,
Right.
and it is to put on these record clearing clinics. Not to keep bringing them up, but James is really big on, if we're gonna give the community something, we gonna give it all to them,
Right.
and they're not gonna pay for nothing. Where I'm like, well, can't they buy a hot dog? He's like, no, if we gonna do it, we gonna do it all the way. So when you see our event, is that what we've been given, we give it back.
Sponsorship.
Okay.
endorsement.
Yeah, like where other people might give some of it back, we giving it all back. So if the money is there, so the celebrity basketball game was a celebration. It was our 10-year anniversary, and we were celebrating that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was,
Set that up, huh?
yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. And so it was 3 days before the game, and so that was like the party, the celebration, the festival that happens in the summer. So we picked the artists. Hennessy Kev,
Yeah, for sure. Great guy.
he gets the artists for us, and we put on a show.
Yes, great guy, great guy.
And it was, I mean, as far as like talent wise, but like who pays for like everything? You guys come out of pocket, or like, I know you say you get some grants, but like I've been to both of your events. Well, I've been to 2 events, and it's pretty grand. You have a lot going on. A lot of people showing up.
So we always take donations. We elevate215.org/donate. So we always take donations. But yeah, so we have no city funding. So any event that you've ever been to that is the Elevation Project, the city of Philadelphia did not pay for it.
Was that an option and they don't support it, or just
It's
that?
just any funding we've ever applied for with them, we just don't receive it. Okay. So it's not a brag, is because I know sometimes people be like, I don't get no money from. That's not a brag. If they think that's a brag, it's not. Because to grow, you need funding from all sources. We have a small amount of state funding, but it's not for that. It's for the other work we do. Is not for those events. Those events are supported primarily through the United Way has an initiative, and the first one, it was to do 30 clinics in 30 weeks. I don't know what they do now, but we do 2 clinics for them a year. And then we take some funding that we have from some other places and we put it on top of that so that we can have 2 big events a year.
And that pays for like you have the lawyers come out.
The lawyers are paid through another grant. So that has not that. The lawyers are paid through the United Way pays them. We have nothing to do with the lawyers. But the food that you eat, the talent that you see, the location, the city, the school district of Philadelphia does not give you their schools for free.
Sure.
Right.
You have to pay. You have to pay to be in their schools.
Right.
Our security, we pay for that. We pay for the talent. We pay for the food.
Cops. If you need
They
cops
don't make us
outside.
pay for the cops.
But they don't.
No, don't give them no ideas.
I know the events we had to pay for their services.
That's the one
wonderful.
thing we
They
don't pay for
Okay,
is the
that's
cops.
decent. Yeah, that's decent.
Everything else out there, though, we are paying for it. And sometimes some things the council person for our district may sponsor, or the state rep for our district may sponsor,
So it's
but
like-
it's a small
It's
sponsorship.
not like a nonprofit then.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization.
groundwork, man.
Yeah, that's great work, man. Clap that
Thank
up. That's
you.
a lot of great work. That's a lot of great work for a lot of people not to be tapping in.
Can you
Go ahead.
expound on the name
Right.
and what y'all do?
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, so we did an interview recently, James and I looked at him and I said, you know where the name came from? And he looked at me and we had no idea. Neither one of us remember where the name came from.
Okay.
I mean, for him, I guess he gets a pass. At that time, he was at SCI Huntington, and I probably just was doing too much. So we don't remember where the name came from. The logo was created at SCI Huntington. So it was created in the jail, in the prison.
That's what's up.
Ed Bagwell, just in case he watched this, he'll say I didn't say his name. Ed Bagwell created the logo for us in SCI Huntington. He's also home now. So it was, it's been revamped a little bit. The colors, they came up with the colors. That was James in the jail. So at the time, we had one of the first advisory boards. It was a group of people in the jail who made a lot of the decisions. And so my job was just to implement the things that the ideas that they gave me out here on the street. But the logo and all of that stuff was created. The colors, what we think happened is that they had a love for Overbrook, and that's how we became Orange and Black. No. They wear brown.
I'm about to say. The orange one ain't the one you want. That means you ain't never coming home.
So yeah, it was Orange and Black, and I'm thinking it had something to do with Overbrook.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So the program is mostly based on like the jail part of the like coming home and getting your.
Oh yeah, what do we do?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so we run a transformative business center. It is. At the time, it was the first of its kind in the country. It's been duplicated twice in Philadelphia since we started. But it is a small business incubator, essentially for formerly incarcerated men, where you can come and start and maintain your own business. You go through an 8-week workshop series where you learn how to do a business plan. You learn how you create a product. You do everything that you need to do to get your business up and off the ground.
Okay.
Marketing materials, all of that stuff happens with us, and so that is the bulk of our work. People
That is wonderful.
people think we throw parties. That ain't what we really do. That's what we do on the side.
Now, I want to ask this real quick. Now, so now the only way a person can get in your program is they have to have been incarcerated. A person that's homeless can't get their life together and come to y'all? No?
No. So
Okay.
the only way in the program is to have been incarcerated. But I'm gonna take a guess and say a person that's homeless probably been locked up before. You don't have to have served 1 year, 2 years. You don't have to have done a bid. You just have to have been
handcuffed.
been
period.
handcuffed and been to jail, and you have a criminal record that I could look up.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So you have to have a record.
You
in
have to
order
have a
get,
record.
Get with y'all.
Yeah, but no, you could have beat the case. You have to have been through the system. Let
Okay.
me word it that way.
Common ground for sign up
Yeah.
there.
Never. That last one killed me because I beat my case, so I don't have it. It's not never gonna happen.
He talked his way out.
Yeah.
No, but but
I
you
beat my case. I
Jack
got about.
you sat there for a couple days until you beat it.
No, I sat there for 18 months.
Yeah,
We
that
don't even want
counts.
to talk about that on the podcast because I don't like to do that.
That
That's
counts.
behind me.
That counts, though.
Okay.
That counts. Yeah. So anybody who I always say, if you spent more time in the jail than I have, then you count.
Witness
That's a
protection
day
program.
though. That outbeat you. Tonight will beat
Witness
you.
protection program.
Witness protection program.
All that counts, right?
Oh, that counts.
Yeah, that count, but you might not want to walk through the door screaming you was in a witness protection
I mean, so
program.
2 days. I mean, if you never.
But we
What
gonna
you
take
talking
you.
about?
But you better make sure I'm the only one you tell you in witness protection. But yeah, we
So-
gonna take you.
No, that's good work though.
Even if
That's
somebody
good.
just did like a week or something like that.
Yeah, we've taken people that have done a week. We've taken people that have only been there because of DUIs. It's just that you have had to have been impacted. Because even though you beat your case, it's still on your record. You still need it expunged.
I understand that.
So I hope you get in the line at the next clinic because
No,
it's
I'm
still.
good. I'm good. I'm on the record. I've been through that already. That's why I love what you're doing.
Yeah, right. But even though, so somebody who
Yeah.
beat their case,
Yeah.
like it's still on their record, so they
Yeah.
still it still impacts
Right. A lot of people
them.
don't know that.
Yeah. So anyway, even people that are exonerated, they gotta go back and get it expunged
That's right.
off their record, because it still impacts you. So if
And
it
I was-
impacts
yeah,
you,
and
then
she's
you
right.
count.
I was fortunate at that time, a long time ago, early
Wow.
like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I was fortunate for an old head to know that type of knowledge she's giving now, and he told me. That's why I said, so I was kind of one of the lucky ones that listened to him, and I went down there, and what he was saying was true, and then they researched it and all that, and it was like, yeah, you got to take that off his jaw. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of people don't even know that. Like,
lieutenants
anything
usually
you
have that
ever
power, though.
do,
They
it
can
get
do that for
attached to your name, and if you don't really go take care of it, she's right. It will sit there.
It will sit there.
Something stupid, like you can get arrested for a soda, but if you never go down there and take care of it, it sounds dumb, but that will come up when your
Yeah.
name come up. You'll be like, what?
Yeah, that's soda could stop
93?
you from a job.
What? Yeah, but you never took care of it. She's right. So now that's what I'm saying. So how much, like, or say if somebody did 20 years and they come home.
That's my favorite kind of client.
Okay, I would thank you. You answered my question. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's my favorite kind of client. So my
Then-
favorite, we take everybody,
About the-
but my favorite kind of client is somebody who's done 10 years or more.
I got somebody for you.
Cause I think that
You're my cousin discount.
if you do
13.
2 or 3 days a week or so, you don't take it. You're not as hungry as somebody who did
Yeah.
10 or more. Like they really hungry for change, and it's hard to find people out here that believe in the possibility for them. So yeah, my favorite client.
So do y'all also help find them jobs, like job programs, and stuff like that?
We do not. We will help to some extent, but we are not workforce development.
Okay.
So I really try to stay in my lane.
Okay.
And so our lane is entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And so we really try to focus on that. But there are some people who come to us and I feel like,
You shouldn't have came to us.
no, if you go anywhere else, that's how they gonna feel.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you
okay.
go
I'm just
anywhere
asking,
else,
right.
they're not gonna help you.
Okay.
So let's help him, right? So the guy that comes and he got, I look at y'all first, tattoos all over his
Oh, yeah,
face,
yeah.
or like he just looks what other people would view as scary.
Right.
We gonna sit here and we gonna help him because we don't want to. We don't want him to leave out of our door and then nobody helps him.
deter him, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's
Gonna take the tattoos off his face.
No, we gonna help him find a job.
find some
We
makeup.
gonna,
We're going to get him some makeup.
now I am going to ask him why he got them tattoos on his
Right.
face.
As you should. Anybody
Yeah.
who got a tattoo on their face, you should ask them that.
Yeah.
So do you get a lot of opportunity, like to like go to the jails to like let them know what you got going on before they come home?
Yeah. So early on in our program, all we did was go into jails and halfway houses.
Okay.
That's where our programming was offered. 2 things happened that stopped that. One, I was the main one going in, and I was pregnant, and so I wasn't going into the jail pregnant. And then second, COVID came. And so during COVID, I started to look at the model, and by COVID, James had been home for a few years, and my cousin had been home maybe a year. And I started to look at what was our model, and our model at that time was that I would teach you how to breathe, teach you how to keep a job, teach you how to do a resume, all that stuff. And what they taught me was like a slap in the face. Like, Trace, don't nobody care about that. The only reason people were coming, because I was going into the jails in the halfway house, is because I was a woman coming in. And so they sit there like they really cared about what I was talking about.
Right.
But the reality was that wasn't what was going to keep them free.
Yeah.
And those 2 taught me that.
Well, it should.
What was going to keep them free was to be able to provide for themselves.
Exactly.
And at that time, in 2015, 16, the jobs you were sending people to paid $7, $8 an hour.
That's right.
And so even if
$9.50
you
at the most.
took the job, you still was going to do
struggle.
you.
You still was gonna be struggling.
Yeah, because it just wasn't going to work. And so we made a pivot because what worked for my family and what worked for James was having his own business. So he has his business that he runs outside of the Elevation Project, and that is what worked for him. Being able, when his man came home, to be like, "Oh, I got this job. You come work with me," right? And I wanted us to be able to provide that for other people. So we made a pivot from going into the facilities to the Transformative Business Center. That's the first part of the answer to your question. Second part, because I'm not a politician, I know how to answer questions. Second part is that we do still sometimes go in. So Ramadan started today, and we will be going in twice for Ramadan. So we go in during Ramadan every year, and we offer iftar. This will be our third year going in, our second year doing it for the women. So the women will have their iftar on the 12th, and the men will have theirs on the 19th. And so we'll only be going into pick so far. And every woman will get a Shayla, a Quran, and a prayer rug. Every man will get a kufi, a Quran, and a prayer rug. They'll also get, test of my knowledge, because I'm not Muslim, so y'all bear with me. They'll also all get sahur bags, so they'll have it for that morning, and then they'll have a iftar, so they'll get fed that evening when they go to break fast. And at that time, they of course want to know, who are you bringing this in for us, and they'll learn about our program that way. And so we try to go up to State Road at least a couple times a year, so they can learn about what we have going on.
Okay. So y'all just do state prison, y'all do federal too?
We do not have a connection right now where we work with any federal facilities, but we do have people who have come home from the feds and joined our program.
Okay. That's decent. So how, as of now, like, what is next? So I see it's growing, Elevation Project is growing, and it's doing big things. Or this is where y'all going to stay at, or y'all going to start, like, kind of like crossing over, doing maybe fellas, or, you know, maybe somebody else.
I'm going to just piggyback on what he just said. I read about was Bread and Roses. Is that like extension of what you do, like help getting you like more worldwide?
Bread and Roses?
Yes.
Bread and Roses is a funder.
Oh, just a funder. Okay.
Yeah, so Bread and Roses, you Googled me? Bread and Roses came up.
Yeah.
So Bread and Roses, you probably, what you saw was me in there. They have like what they call a giving circle, and anybody in this room, anybody watching can do it. And what you learn about is funding from the funder side, and you participate in this this group where you work with. They take not so wealthy people. That's the side I was on, and they mix them with wealthy people, and together you raise money. And then once you raise money, you then give this money out in grants. Yeah, so that's what Bread and Roses is. Next steps would be, I don't think anybody should just stay where they are. So we wouldn't be the Elevation Project if I was just like, this good, we gonna stay right here. So nobody called tomorrow, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, maybe even 2. In our plan, the plan is to open another location. Not in Philadelphia though, so it would either be in Chester or in Camden. And then another step, I don't know which will happen first, would be that we're going to open transitional housing that is specifically for men.
Okay.
That's for men. What about women? Go to jail too. So.
And women have all these programs out
They got a lot
here.
of programs.
They got programs for women. They got programs for women and their children. They got.
I ain't going there though. I'm not gonna never be able to go.
They have a lot of things that are just for women, but they don't often have things for men.
Well, we're glad you're doing it for us. You know what I'm saying? Stand tall.
So what do y'all? Well, not what, but do y'all do anything for them on the educational side too? Like, you know, some people come home, they ain't finished college, finished school.
They might not got their GED, they might not got it.
Yeah, so again, we have those people who don't want to leave us, right? So we have people now who are studying for their GED with our staff, but normally we would refer them out to a program that specifically focuses on that. But if you're one of those don't want to leave us people, then we have people who will help you to study for your test. But that's probably about it as far as education is concerned.
Okay, okay. We love it. We love it. You're doing big things. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So, real quick, so it's you and James who started all this stuff? Okay. Okay. So there's only just y'all two?
Just
That's the
us
group?
two.
Okay. Yeah, that's hard.
Where's your facility
Yeah,
located?
that's hard. Yeah.
In West Philly, so we're at 4950 Parkside Avenue. So the park where the event was with Cassidy and Styles P,
Yeah.
we
Right
had
across
just
the street.
moved in that building. Yep, right
Okay.
across the
Oh,
that's
street.
what's
And
up.
that,
Yeah.
That's
that was a
dope.
great event. Y'all missed a great one if you didn't make it. I was there.
Yeah.
Real great event. Okay.
Yeah, rest in peace. Also, I heard you guys lost a member as well.
Yeah, so we've lost two. So
Two.
we lost
Rest in peace.
Kareem in January of
Rest in peace.
2024. They believe he just died of natural causes. And we lost Jazz, but he was young. He was younger than me. And Jasmine, who was very young. She was 30, the mother of two. She was murdered in Philadelphia
sorry to hear
last
that.
year. Maybe a week after the event in the park. So if
Our
you
prayers
see
going to our family.
Yes.
our Instagram, she was like, her last video she did for me, she was like our social media person for the events. The last video she did was her interviewing Styles P.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, big shout out to her family. Like, our prayers for y'all. Like, that's crazy. You know, when you lose somebody that's doing something good, but you know, unfortunately, you know, that's what we go through. But y'all really doing big things, and
Still
I know a
pushing
couple
forward.
people that need to tell y'all, but yeah, but y'all still pushing forward. Y'all still making moves. That's wonderful. You gotta clap that up, man. That's wonderful, y'all. I'm gonna clap that up. That's wonderful. Definitely. Any more before we go to game time? Talk.
It's game time, man. It's
Okay,
just
game
going
time for you.
time.
So now this where we gonna have some fun, and you don't have to worry about none of that. We're gonna make up stuff as we go. We just want to see where you go with it. So I know that I know that you used to go to jails and everything. So if you had to take your program, I'm gonna give you 2 jail movies. You tell me which one you would take your program to.
I've probably never
Okay.
seen either one of them. All right, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's start with the easy one. Either American Me or Blood In, Blood Out. Do you know any of the movies? No? Oh, you go to jail? Yo, you gotta watch the jail movies. How you,
Now I gotta watch both of these movies
You
tonight.
having it like that?
All right, but
Where's
without
Shaw-
watching
where's
them,
Shawshank
I'ma
at?
just
I
go
got
with
that on
Blood
there.
In, Blood Out. Without watching them, that's what I'm gonna be what I'm gonna go
all
with.
right. So that's good. That
That
the
sound
crowd,
real gangster. Blood In, Blood Out.
oh, it
That's
was a
what I'm
great movie.
going
The
with.
crowd do get a vote. So, Whoopi.
American Me all day.
All right. G.
American Me.
Yeah. Talk to me, little puppy.
Murdoch.
Excellence.
Excellence.
American Me.
Mike.
I'm gonna blood after some
Heem.
4.
22. Yeah, I know you back there. Huh?
American Me.
Okay.
He
All right.
working.
So now you're gonna have to get somebody else to be in your program. You're gonna have to recruit somebody to the group. So it's either gonna be
Right,
Vivica
these
Fox
people. Okay, I know her.
or Gabrielle Union. That's the one who married to Dwayne Wade.
No, I know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are they
'Cause you're not that old.
Are they working with me?
You have
or
to get a new member, and them, you only
they're
can
a
get one of them.
client, or they working with
You can
me?
have them wherever you want, baby.
Because I'm not working with Vivica. Let's go with Gabrielle Union.
Okay. Who y'all see fit, Whoopi?
Vivica.
I knew you was
G.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Gab.
Gab.
Yeah, I got Gab too with her. I mean, now that I know what she do, but I
I
got
fuck
that
with
too.
Vivica though.
I mean, I don't think she gonna fit what she doing, but
She
yeah,
will.
that's just my opinion. I got Gab too, but Murdoch.
Yeah.
She give me Vivica
Buzzy.
vibes.
What was the question one more time? Sorry.
She gonna pick a new member to join the group. She only can have one, either Vivica or Gabrielle Union.
The newest member of Elevation Project.
Right. Yes.
I'm gonna go with Viv.
Okay. Mike.
Yeah. Gabrielle Union.
Team.
Big 500.
Yeah, right. Right, yeah, okay. So now, everybody in here, we doing our own thing, but you the boss. So we have to give out the Best Mom Award for a TV show. So it's either gonna be Florida Evans or Harriet Winslow.
I know both the mamas.
For sure.
Can I say why?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's definitely what
that's
we
a
want.
plus.
Yeah, that's a plus on this.
I'm going with Florida Evans, and it's because she was able to make something out of nothing for her
Facts.
children.
Me and you both. Okay. Boopty, I see your facial
Definitely
expression.
not Florida.
Why? Because they had
I'm gonna break it down for you. I've been watching it recently, and I've been breaking it down. Florida Evans kept her family in the projects, bro. Every time they wanted to move, she
That is
said
true.
no. She held the whole family down.
She kept them
Yo,
back.
I was just analyzing this shit all month, like in between times.
Even when she met
Like
the
his-
football
Yeah,
player,
that's why
right?
the father left.
Yeah.
Like you
he
hold
with the roots. Don't be acting
yeah,
like
she held the
that.
niggas
Yeah.
down, bro. Not at all. Winslow all day. You see, they was prospering. Pop was a cop.
Gee. All right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Florida Evans just
Yeah.
because she wore the pants a little bit.
Okay.
That's why everybody stayed in the project.
God damn it, Florida. We mixed it.
Yeah, I'm going with Florida too.
Florida. What's your reason?
I gotta uplift y'all.
I guess JJ, right? Title by.
You don't like the wing.
Excellent.
Like, somebody, oh Lord, don't start that, please. Buzzy. You missed the question. He back there laughing.
I'm sorry.
We had to give out the Best Mom Award in a TV show. It's either Florida Evans or Harriet Winslow. Okay.
She kept letting Harriet kept letting that little boy walk in their house.
Hey, what about that?
Yeah.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. He wasn't getting that. He wasn't getting that.
That or James, they're not walking in their crib like that.
Right.
Bubba was walking in their crib. Bookman, I mean. What's his name?
Well, he owned it. Well, he owned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to work there.
Nah, he wasn't working. He was eating everything. He was all in the
Bookman
kitchen.
had the key.
No, he walked right in.
He got the key.
No, yeah, exactly. That's worse.
He might have something going on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
with the mom
Right.
and shit. Yeah.
You automatically lose mother
That's
That's
what-
when you let a police around your children.
Okay. He.
Police officer.
Nah,
He.
that's crazy.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, he.
Florida Evans.
Oh, he ain't let me
500.
down.
Well, ain't my time.
All right, so we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do the big. Now we're gonna give a trophy to the fathers. So it's either gonna be Philip Banks or Heathcliff Huxtable. Bill Cosby. So whoever didn't know that was his name on there. And we doing the TV show. Let's make that clear.
Either one.
Why ain't pick a deadbeat dad like Florida Evans and shit, nigga?
I couldn't
You gonna
put a
pick two?
damn.
You gonna pick two rich
Right, I
motherfuckers and
couldn't
shit?
put a
The fantasy life.
Picking
Dog.
millionaires and
How
come
would
on,
put a
doctors and
deadbeat up
lawyers and
against Bill
shit.
Cosby? Like that would be nutty to even put him in a race with somebody.
All right, man.
I had to put somebody up there who had enough fame
I
like him.
got you. Florida
You
Evans.
feel what I'm
ass
saying?
nigga.
I gotta pick one.
I mean,
you gotta pick
yes,
one.
yeah, you only can give the trophy to one. I
You
mean,
gotta
yeah,
take a shot of water.
a shot of water.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, water champs. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Banks, and that's because he took in a child that wasn't his.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's up.
Okay. Whoopty now. Whoopty.
I mean, they both well off,
Okay. What?
good
Okay.
pops. But I'm gonna go with
Yeah, you okay?
I ain't
Okay.
gonna go with Philip Banks.
You gonna go with Bill?
Yeah, they had too much time foolery going on. I need a sturdy pop. I'm gonna go with
Putting pops.
yeah, putting pop, all that. Yeah, all that. I'm going with all that.
G. The pills. I guess the pill popper, right?
I'm going Banks. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, give me Banks.
Yeah, he don't want to do no work.
Buzzy.
He want grass.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock on with Phil.
Mike.
Still law enforcement though.
He is the
Come on,
best.
Mike.
Yeah.
Listen, Banks went to the hood though.
Yeah, he went everywhere.
Bill
Listen,
Cosby
Banks
was
went
just
to the
delivering
hood.
babies.
Banks went to the hood.
He's from the hood.
Right.
See you break out Lucille.
He.
Right. He brought out Lucille.
Oh yeah, he definitely was the pool shark. He definitely was the pool shark. He.
Uncle Phil, because low key he was for the
Okay. 500.
Yeah, I'm going to fulfill too, man.
All right. So listen, they're gonna put you in the movie.
They always do this to you.
Yes, they. Yeah.
Different
They gonna
points of
put you
view.
in
It's
the movie.
cool.
Uh-huh.
So you either can be in a movie with Janet Jackson or Pam Grier.
Do I have to pick one?
Yes.
Okay.
They putting you in the movie.
They're both legends, I guess. I'll go with Janet.
Okay. Why? Cause he's Mike brother, Mike's sisters and all that. You like the Jacksons?
Pam Grier is like before my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Janet
Sheba,
just seemed like
baby.
a choice.
Let's go, Whoopi.
I can see her with Pam Grier.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with that. Yeah.
I got JJ.
Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. What?
Janet.
JJ.
Janet. Definitely. Buzzy.
That's his boo now,
Yeah.
JJ.
JJ.
In a film with I'm going with Pam Grier.
Yeah.
think
I like. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see that.
together
I see that. Right.
crazy.
Yes, it will.
Right.
Now I
Mike.
need to go home and watch a Pam Grier movie.
Yes, you do.
Pam Grier.
500.
I want Janet Jackson. She beautiful.
Okay.
She like Michael.
All right. So. yeah. She was.
That's your response.
Yeah, the show will say anything. Y'all know that. We will do. All right, so now they're going to make a new cartoon, right? They're going to put you in the cartoon. But you either going to be in the cartoon with Doctor Strange and Steve Urkel or Batman and Smart Guy.
Alright, so Steve Urkel or Steve Urkel?
Or whatever. No,
Steven
Urkel.
Urkel.
We want Urkel. We ain't want that cool nigga now. He went in the
Yeah,
time
he wasn't
machine.
funny.
I need that
Urkel
machine.
not funny.
But yeah, no, we want Steven.
Family Matters was my show, so
Yeah, it
I'm
was a
gonna
great
go
show.
with the one with Steve Urkel.
Okay.
Smart Guy was okay.
Yeah. I see her with Batman and Smart Guy because the
Y'all
work
do-
she doing.
Okay, yeah, the work she doing, I
Yeah,
see that too.
Yeah.
G,
Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
Buzzy,
Who's the first guy with Steve Urkel?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Did I do that?
Doctor Strange and Urkel is crazy.
So
Right.
I'm saying,
Right,
got Steve
right.
I'm going with them. I just want to know what they're going to make.
see, wait.
That's what
Steve
they
Urkel
do.
can transform.
But listen,
Bruh, he makes shit in his basement. You put Doctor Strange, it's up.
It's
Yeah,
up.
crazy.
It's up.
That's true. That's true.
Mike,
I'm gonna say about the Batmobile. So
okay. He,
Give me Urkel and Dr. Strange.
But they got you doing strange thing with a smart guy.
Some Dr. Strange
That's-
shit.
right. 500.
That could go either way.
That would be crazy.
Oh, Lord. Where you
Oh,
be
you
at?
gotta watch Marvel.
So now look, I want you to
Netflix and
tell
chill all
me,
weekend.
now this is a game where you tell me, as your opinion, the best character.
Okay.
So we're going to do Wesley Snipes first. So either Sugar Hill or New Jack City.
I only saw New Jack City. So
Oh, Lord.
New Jack City.
Wesley, we need you on the show because we got to elevate these movies. She got to start watching the
We
movies.
need an age verification.
Yeah, and I'm about to say age
We're going to have to
verification.
get her a DVD player.
I was born December 6th, 1983. I'm 41. I don't mind
45.
saying.
I'm 45.
I just didn't
Right.
see these movies.
Whoopty. Whoopty.
What was the two
If you had to
Jones?
pick one of his best characters,
New Jack
either
City and which one?
Sugar Hill.
New Jack City is a classic. So is Sugar Hill.
Yes.
I would usually say New Jack. I'm gonna say Sugar Hill today.
You just want to be
Yeah, he always do that. That's his game.
That's
You don't
it.
see you watch our show, you know he do that all the time.
I'm gonna go with New Jack City.
Him too.
Definitely New Jack.
Look, Nino fans, I got it. I'm going Sugar Hill. I think he played the better part in that. Even though New Jack City was good, but that's just my opinion. Buzzy.
What?
Yeah.
He's back here having a fucking blasphemy. So, all right.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's what we do, yeah.
I'm like, all right, so you mean to tell me when it came down to it, Nino Brown smoking the shit out of
Yeah, I got that part, but that's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
man.
Right,
Oh,
right.
no.
Yeah.
Like, you put them in a room together, only one of them coming out. Who you got? You got Rome coming out over Nino?
Never.
Yeah, he's smarter.
That
No.
Smarter. He was smarter with his gangster. He was smarter with his gangster.
Nino was
was
ruthless.
smart. Not saying he wasn't smart.
He was smarter with his gangster.
He was softer too, though.
Okay.
He was softer.
Okay,
His
I
brother
give you
was
that.
dumb.
I
His
give you
brother
that.
was dumb
Yeah,
in that joke,
well,
but
well,
Nino
he
was
was
a
coming-
savage.
well, he was coming-
running shit for years before
Yeah,
he got
true.
caught up.
But you know what?
With Ice-T and them niggas, they were trying to catch Nino for years. Nino had this shit.
Facts.
So you can't just say he was
But you know
dumb.
his brother, dummy, just came from the 5 heartbeats. Of course, that was a nut
That's what I'm
move.
saying. That's who you choose.
Yo, but I'm saying he's smart. He was a smarter G, though, bro. Mike, come on, I love him. Yeah, sit down. Get over here, Mike.
Unc lost his fucking mind.
Listen.
Nino!
All right. I'm just saying this. What's
You
name?
think I'm
Look,
gonna keep working with him and disagree with you?
I don't care. You gotta say it like it is.
Never.
He,
It's crazy.
no, don't be forcing him. He ain't making Jack Cities. You know what I'm saying? Wait, we ready to do all that over.
Now I gotta watch both movies.
What you think?
So you got 6 movies to watch.
I know.
All
As soon
right.
as you watch the episode, write them down. Now y'all got movie nights for about 3
What you
weeks.
say,
Exactly.
he?
No, Nino smoking that nigga, bro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
500.
In broad daylight.
Yeah, I only seen New Jack once, so I'm going, yeah.
Okay.
Nino.
All right, so now I got one for y'all too. Let's pick the one y'all think. We're gonna do a Robert De Niro. You might as well just sit right here. Either Goodfellas or Casino. It's on you, because you are the guest. And you ain't seen either one of them, we gonna cancel the show.
Look, she's stuck.
You Robert De Niro downtown
Are you
trying to talk
41?
to people like you. How dare you
But
not act
she
like
watching Disney
you didn't
movies.
see this man.
Ice Princess and
My mom ain't let me watch
Princess and the
stuff like
Frog.
So I gotta say Beyonce or Brandy. None of them.
Philly. And you ain't seen none of these.
She got grass, she got the water.
That's why. That's why.
flowers.
Listen,
That's what I'm
Disney.
saying. She can't watch the movies because she gotta do all that shit. You be doing mow the lawn. Like, come on, man.
Gotta do the little flowers.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta try that and put on the movies, bro.
Casino for me.
Okay. Okay. Casino or
Going
Goodfellas.
Casino too.
What's the question?
I'm gonna go Goodfellas all day.
That's Robert De Niro.
I'm gonna go Goodfellas too, so he won't be alone this
I
time.
appreciate you. I appreciate
Casino,
you.
Goodfellas.
I might go Goodfellas on that too.
I'm gonna
Goodfellas
go
is the best,
Casino.
Yeah, that was good though. I can't even lie.
But
Yeah,
Goodfellas,
I'm
he
gonna
was,
go,
he was
yeah.
more smooth on Goodfellas.
Goodfellas,
He
yeah,
played his
but-
part. You know what I'm saying? Casino, he did good too, but
He
he was
did.
all sporadic, all over the place. He
That
wasn't,
blew him out the car. He
he
survived.
wasn't an official tissue in Casino. He couldn't even get made. So,
Oh man, he mad. He ain't get okay.
Can't even
okay.
get me.
Okay, he didn't John Gotti it.
yeah, he couldn't even get made.
Well, you don't get paid in Goodfellas.
Let's go. No,
Casino
right?
for
No,
sure.
he couldn't. Nope, he didn't.
Oh, no, you're right.
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 Joe Pesci. That's why they killed him. Yeah,
You're right.
he had to be full.
Shout out to Joe Pesci. I don't think Joe Pesci get enough.
Yeah, 8 heads in a duffel bag. He been doing that stuff.
I think he's a great actor.
Big shout out to Joe Pesci. We need you on the show.
All right.
Modoc.
I done said it 3 times.
All
I
right.
forgot.
Buzzy. Nobody heard you.
He said Goodfellas.
Yeah, he clear.
Yes.
Oh, Buzzy said Mike.
Goodfellas.
He.
He didn't see him either.
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, Casino.
Casino. Okay. Oh, we got one more. So we got a cartoon. They're gonna put you in it. So they're gonna either you're gonna do it with the Black Panther or you're gonna do it with Bleed.
Well, since I've never seen Bleed, we'll go
Oh,
Black Panther.
goodness.
Hey, yo,
You just did you watch? Hold on. Did
this is
you
not the
watch?
channel, pay no bills.
When you
Still,
watch
CD.
TV, what was you watching?
Can you get? I got a CD in the.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
watch
Y'all gotta look at the-
movies.
yeah, y'all gotta look at the
I would
era,
like
too.
TV shows I would have probably done, but I don't watch movies.
Baddies.
Like that.
Okay, right. You watch, yeah,
Baddies.
yeah, and all that goofy ass shit that don't make sense. Whatever you got, whatever.
I do watch a lot of reality TV, but it did. Yes, I did watch Flavor
And the Ferrari.
Yeah, I did too, but yeah,
it
but
did
not
have
that
to
goofy
be
shit now.
Reality TV. I watch TV too. I just don't watch.
Everybody a G on all these reality shows, and everybody will kill
He
you.
looks so
over-
disgusting.
That's just crazy.
Yo, everybody will
You
kill
see
you
Blade?
over their dead homies. Like,
Blade,
Blade
I
dead
don't
already.
think- No, and
You
it's
never
a
seen Blade?
cartoon?
No.
No.
Wesley
Blade is
Snipes.
the first black superhero.
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, second.
Second.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
second.
Spawn came out before that.
I didn't see Spawn.
You said third?
I saw Black Panther though.
Meteor Man? Oh yeah, we can't forget about
Ooh, Robert
Listen,
Townsend?
Meteor Man is not.
Get that
Listen,
shit out of here.
But y'all going further and further back.
And all them.
No, well Blake
Meteor
Man.
Man is not.
Oh, yeah, Blake Man.
Are y'all
God
serious?
Meteor Man, Blake Man.
So you gotta put Blink Man if you're gonna put Meteor
damn. Yeah,
Man.
Blake
Got
Man.
to. I'm about to check.
You shouldn't.
Oh, the head detective then was out here before all of them.
Neither one of them should even be in the category.
You high.
Oh, you
Y'all
know,
is
you know how you
tripping,
feel about
yo.
the Waynes.
Superheroes, bro. They black.
So they got a whole award.
Blink Man is a superhero.
Yeah, what you mean, a superhero?
Oh, Black Man, that's the one with Damon Wayans?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw that one.
Look. You don't like Blake Man?
So that's your black superhero is Blink.
Oh, Lord.
It was Meteor Man, Blake Man, then Spawn.
Okay.
It's crazy that y'all is
You learn some everything.
this Blink Man is considered as a black superhero.
Of course, of course.
I want y'all to go in the inbox because you can do that and comment. Is Blake Man a real superhero? Y'all can do that. Like, yeah, you definitely can tap in with us. What do you think?
I mean, I saw the movie, but I don't know if it's a super
Exactly.
superhero.
How
I
is
think
he-
like
He's a hero.
Ooh.
okay, but I thought like Marvel more like
Yeah,
superheroes.
more
was, like,
theatric.
yeah.
But he was saving people just like you're
The
saving
big
people.
guy is up again.
You are a superhero.
What you want, Murdoch?
He don't like nobody.
Why you saying this whole time?
Dog,
He don't
Blink
like-
Man.
He don't like nobody from the wings, so he gonna
No, it
dap
ain't
off.
that, cause that's he my favorite wing, so we not doing that.
Okay,
So
man, okay.
Because she co-signed it too. So
Yeah.
I want to hear
I never ever in my life considered Blink Man as a superhero.
why he saved people.
Wasn't it like
And he in the
comedy?
costume. He got
Dog, that shit
I don't
was.
remember.
So my
It was
question-
com-
so my
It
question
was
to you-
comedy.
my
That's what it
only
was to me.
question To you, is Batman a superhero?
Is Soul Plane a real plane?
Is he?
I'm asking
It
you.
is not here though.
He's
Yes,
Batman.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
More than
all that
Blink
on him,
Man.
yeah.
Why is Batman a superhero and Blake Man?
Bro, Blink Man to
Because
me
he
was
white and he got money?
to me it was more of a comedian. He was not no
Because
superhero.
he black.
No,
We
no, it
do
don't got nothing
around.
to do with black. It don't got nothing to do with black. Blade is a superhero.
Because it's entertaining.
Blade is a superhero. Black Panther is a superhero. Blink Man is not a superhero.
Superhero, bro.
And
He made
Meteor
no
Man is not a
bulletproof vest and all
goddamn
that.
superhero either.
Yeah, the whole boot.
Bro,
They
he
brush
getting
upside your
shot.
head with.
So Meteor Man
He
is a
made a
superhero
car.
too.
He was
Yeah.
underground rail joint. He was
Yeah.
getting places fast.
Yeah, and he was
He had
saving
gadgets
people.
and gas modes just like
Yeah.
your Batman.
So,
You hating on the black
listen.
Oh,
Halloween came around. You wanted to be Blink Man.
Yes, and I think I might have tried it twice.
Lies.
He ain't want to be Michael Myers.
Because
Bring
it
up
was
the
about the cake was a damn it looked like a damn pillowcase, and I had that pillowcase in the crib.
It was a
So,
shower.
tell me, bro.
It was a shower. It was a shower curtain.
Listen,
And he had pajamas on. That was the easiest joint to be.
listen.
oh, let's spin it back to the John joke because I have a question I wanted to ask you.
Listen.
All right.
Yeah.
Meteor Man was a superhero. Blink Man was a superhero.
Yes.
And our very special guest today, Latrista Webb, is a superhero.
Yes.
She saved lives.
So Teresa is a superhero?
Right, right.
Blink Man.
Yeah, before Blake Man, I tell you that.
I tell you that.
I take Blink Man. I take Blink Man.
Look, oh Lord. Oh,
I take
Patrice,
I take Blink
you
Man.
gonna take Blake Man?
Yeah, if I'm about to get hit by a car, she's not gonna run out there and get me.
She's gonna elevate. She's gonna elevate your project.
Yeah, but no, I
I'd
got.
be like, yo.
She ain't gonna have to run out there. She ain't gonna have to run out there. She gonna put her hands up and you just gonna jump over the car. The elevation project is deep.
Yeah, yeah.
But all
But no, I have
seriousness,
a
all
question
serious-
for you.
Yes, go ahead. Before we get up out of here.
Because as when you dealing with guys coming home, allow them to attach to probation officers, parole, stuff like that. Do y'all deal with them too? Like, how's your interactions with the probation officers?
Yeah, so we don't directly reach out to their officers unless they ask us to,
Okay.
or unless they want a letter so the agent knows they're in a program or something like that. but we don't directly go
That
messing
dude.
with people's agents. We can't leave them where they are unless we're asked to.
Okay, do they ever like call you and try to interact with y'all?
So we have a relationship with Philadelphia Probation where they can tell people about the program.
Okay.
They cannot, we don't allow our program to be mandated. So nobody can make you come, because if they make you come, we don't get the same outcome as if you came because you wanted to.
Okay.
So they can tell them about the program.
So it's a
but
voluntary
not,
program.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They can't mandate they come.
So I got a question. So how do you keep your emotions out of it? The whole situation.
If James was here, he'd say I don't. So keep my emotions out of it when it comes to what?
Just like,
How?
could you help a lot of people? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, he definitely say I don't. I carry it home. It impacts my family. Shout out to my daughter because she makes the biggest sacrifice. She's 6 years old, but she shares her mom and dad with hundreds, sometimes thousands of people. The Elevation Project is my baby. So in that way, I don't separate it. I carry it. If it was something like I felt I said wrong about the program on here today, it would bug me forever, because it's my baby. And what I wanted for the two of them when they were incarcerated, so him and my cousin, is what I want for every black man that crosses my path, right? And so it's almost impossible not to carry that, because I want to see everybody win. And so for the people in our program to win, for the people that volunteer with us to win, for the podcasts that come to our event to win, we got to keep putting on, right? And so it's always got to be, we got to open doors for people, right? So who knows who our next artist would be, right? But just because you guys are there, that might be your chance to get that interview with that artist, right? And so I take those kind of things very serious. I take it very personal, and and I'm aware that it impacts my family. But it's my duty. It's what I owe this world for my time on this earth. And so I should separate it. Again, if my baby daddy was here, he'd say I should separate it, but I don't. I take it very personal because I want to see everybody win. And I remember a long time ago, my dad, who I don't have the best relationship with, but one thing I remember that he said to me is he will always say, Trista, and I was little, like, you can't save the world. You can't carry the burden of the world. And so that very well might be true, but it is my duty to save my part of it. And so in every class I say it, and so I'll end with this. It's 86,400 seconds in a day. And with mine, I make sure that every day I do something to impact somebody else's life.
Facts.
There you go.
That's dope.
Oh, man. God damn, man. You have been
That's beautiful.
You have been wonderful. You have been all that, like, to the people, to us. We appreciate you coming too. What you're doing is like amazing. I mean that. Like, a lot of people, that take a lot of heart to do the stuff you do. A lot of people probably thought about it, but didn't want to put the work in. Like, what you're doing for the people is great, especially for the brothers, because we don't really get a lot of support. We get a lot of count outs on, mistakes, and a lot of people don't like to give out second chances. So what you're doing now is all that. Like, it's a very impact. It's going to grow. People going to see, and it's going to kind of, hopefully it'll level it down too. You know what I mean? A lot of people will know that they can have a chance whenever they do that, because, that's the biggest thing. So one thing you are doing is giving people hope.
Thank you.
No, that's real. That's what you're doing, and we appreciate that. And before we do get out of here, you already said what you wanted to say, but you give them a chance to let them know where they can follow you at, and give them the handle again where they can donate and everything, so they know what's going on.
So I'm latrista Webb. We are the Elevation Project. And before I say that, I want to give something to you guys. And this just came to my head. So I don't know how we work out the details, but we'll figure it out, okay? This is my first podcast. So since y'all...
Common ground.
We landed one.
So since y'all popped my podcast cherry, this is what I want to give y'all. This is what I want to give y'all. So I don't know how we work it out. I don't know how we set it up, but our clinic, our summer clinic, the summer festival is June 21st. And it is a salute to Black men. And it's called Black Men I Love You, and it's a self-care event with a record clearing clinic. And so I want you guys to be the one and only podcast that's set up on the scene right there on that day. And so I don't know if it means anything to you, but
Oh, yeah.
it just came
We
to
did.
my
We
head.
definitely did.
You did a whole lot. Look. What you mean? It's a whole lot. Yes.
It just came to my head, and so it's the gift that I want to give you guys
we
for having
appreciate
me here
that.
today. I do a lot of work in the background, but nobody ever asked to interview me or asked me to come out, and so I appreciate you guys. So that's my thank you. So we're the Elevation Project. You can find us at weelevate215.org. There is a link on there to donate. You can also follow us at Elevation Project 215 on Instagram, and I think it's the same on TikTok too. And you can always come visit us. We're at 4950 Parkside Avenue, right there where you see the big old orange sign in the middle of the parking lot.
Yes.
I just wanna say before you get out of there, like when I said before, you are a real life hero. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, and just to deal with day-to-day people and their problems and help them solve them when we have our own problems to deal with. So I want to salute you on that, and hopefully it blossoms something great. Hopefully, and I want you to keep going, and I appreciate what you're doing. And Philly G, thank you for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you for coming out. It was dope. Everybody get to learn on what you do, and really to tap in. Cause like I said, it gotta be like an emotional thing. Like you gotta love to do what you really do. Cause some people could really not give a damn about what they did, and they'll just leave them there with no care, no feeling, no nothing. You gotta put all that into that to help people. I just think it's dope. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm big on helping people. So what y'all doing is real good. I love positive vibes, but also dealing with people coming from where they're coming from. It's a lot of energy I know y'all deal with. So spiritually, I just make sure y'all have to be spiritually cleansed dealing with those type of energies. You know what I'm saying? So just keep going, though. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming. Whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, y'all know how I go. She's doing great things. Like, yeah, and it's wonderful that a Black queen is doing that for the brothers. Like, we really hear a lot of people down and all that, but it is one person out here right now, and by them seeing her, it's just going to get more women involved, more people, because a lot of things I see now, people like to have somebody start something and then they like to follow it. You know what I mean? They don't want to be the person who started first. So she's already set the ground for that. And for her to be out here doing that is amazing, so I'm saying, because I know people, don't come home and say ain't nobody looking out for you. It is a whole program here for you to come back, get your life together. When you leave them bars and you tell this man or this lady, I'm not coming back here no more, that is now can be true. You know what I mean? You can come out here, you can get this program, you can get your own business, you can get things started, you can get your life back in order and put all that stuff behind you know what I mean? So now she proved that dreams don't have no deadlines, but you can also get your dreams. So remember that, man. Teamwork make the dream work, as you can see, with Common Ground and Excellence. We really appreciating you, having you.
Elevation Project.
Definitely. We want to get James on the show too, her other half.
Yeah, let's
to
make
tap
that
in
happen.
more, definitely. But you are doing bigger things. Like, they need to get you an award. And Common Ground is saying that.
For sure.
As y'all know, I'm Monkey Shields. I keep it real on still and I pay them bills, man. We up out of here. We gonna get you an award. Yeah, we gonna do it.